Moca sopra sopreta, cursos conuci porta, che moja moca, ashana tuka, vengi durmata, viena kana, aunada tuka, moja suka, da one vegi, dozona presa na muta, moga tuyo turu kachata. Moca sopra sopreta, cursos conuci porta. La pisi, moca cagotana osi, moca chukera saupashi, ela naka yotu mojesi, tukida kastai, vija sin postai, moca polostai, dosona kai, up to date pestai, kumboro distai, moca torbastai, ita klautai, oh. La pisi, moca cagotana osi, moca ela naka yotu mojesi. Hello, if you know it, you can sing along. Moca di settembre, casa la pisanti utura, de novembre, de casa tiene fulla de sembrar. Astai, tukita kastai, amugo kastai, asona kai, distai, titula distai, mokodo putai, ita kastai, oh, takita puti setembra, kasara pisanti utura, de novembre, de casa tiene fulla de sembrar. De casa tiene fulla de sembrar. De casa tiene fulla de sembrar. Thank you so much. Please enjoy the talk by Dr. Poonam Pandey on diabetes management. Thank you so much, Dr. Sells.
A very big thank you to you, Sylvie, for all the energy that you have put in, the enthusiasm, and given a very, very good start for our program. So a very big thank you to you, Sylvia. We are very proud that you are one of our very close friends who has been actually shining on Konkani stages. So giving your time and your talent for our entertainment was a very good thing. So a very big thank you to you. So I now will start with the actual program, that is the talk by Dr. Poonam, because she is going to be sharing with us her knowledge as far as managing diabetes is concerned. So I would like to invite Dr. Poonam to take the center this now. So Dr. Poonam, you can unmute your mic.
Yes, I have done that.
Okay, so now I think you can even share your screen and you can get it started, because I've already made you the co-host.
Yes, sure.
Over to you. Yeah.
Can you all see the screen?
Yeah, it's quite clear.
Okay, great. I'm audible?
Yes, very clear.
Great. All right then. So to begin with, thank you, Sylvia. Such a lovely voice. Thank you for such a great welcome. Thank you, Dr. Celso, for having me over and helping me spread awareness about this deadly disease. Thank you so much, all the participants, for taking time out on a busy evening and attending this talk. Thank you so much. To begin with the talk, heard my intro. I am Dr. Poonam Punjabi, and I want to share a small story with you all So 3 years back, I delivered a beautiful baby girl, and I got gestational diabetes, and that really got me thinking, because uh, for a young mother to take the pricks, it was really painful and traumatic. Despite being doctor, I could not come in terms with taking insulin shots. So I can understand for lay people how difficult it must be. That really intrigued me to learn more about nutrition and about food. And two things that were really an eye opener for me was the power of food and the trust that you have in your body. So if you believe that your body can achieve the results, and the power of food really helps you overcome any metabolic disease, or for that matter, I would say any disease, even cancer. You need to be determined and you can do it. So let me begin with today's topic of diabetes management without pricks and pills. So here I would like to make a disclaimer. There is no way I am saying that you need to stop your medication right away and do as I am saying. This is a modality to help you, that will help you to control your blood sugars along with your medication. But if you change your lifestyle, because diabetes is a metabolic disorder, it is a lifestyle disease. If we change our lifestyle, we can definitely control diabetes. And for type 1 diabetics who are dependent on insulin, surely you can control the complications, you can avoid the complications associated with diabetes. Please keep your diabetologist in the loop and do the lifestyle changes as advised. So Dr. Celso also happens to be my financial advisor, and he tells me that India is the fastest growing economy in the world. That's really amazing. But India is also the world capital of diabetes. Isn't that scary? It is a matter of concern, and we should do everything in our power to change this status, because this disease is curable, is reversible. What is diabetes? To put it simply, so whatever food you eat is converted into sugar. Now, this sugar needs to provide energy to you. That sugar can be converted into energy only with the help of a hormone called insulin. So this is simplest definition of diabetes that I could put. Now, what are the types of diabetes? What happens is type 1 diabetic people they do not produce insulin. So the hormone that is converting food into energy is not produced in type 1 diabetic patients. The good news is only 10% of the patients are type 1 diabetic. So you have to take insulin externally. For type 2 diabetics, the great part is that 90% of the diabetic patients are type 2 diabetics. That means your body is producing enough insulin, but this insulin is not reaching your cells. Why is it not reaching your cells? Simply because there is a layer of fat between the insulin and your cells. Once you get rid of this layer of fat, your insulin will definitely reach the cells. Third type of diabetes is gestational diabetes that I spoke about. So this kind of diabetes, usually women get this when they are pregnant, and 60% of gestational diabetic women do tend to get type 2 diabetes in future. But if proper care is taken, gestational diabetes will go back to being normal. And for future, you need to change your lifestyle so that the chances of type 2 diabetes are further reduced. So how will you know that you have got diabetes? How do you know that this is a newly diagnosed patient of diabetes? Usually you will feel hungry despite eating food. You will constantly feel thirsty. There will be sudden weight loss. There will be frequent urination. As the disease progresses, and if undiagnosed, there will be slow healing of the wounds. Supposedly, you have a cut on your hand or your finger. it will heal very slowly. There will be numbness in the hands or feet. There will be blurred vision. So this is a, I would say, this is a textbook definition of diabetic symptoms. What usually happens these days is very young people are getting diabetes, and how they come to know is they end up getting urinary tract infection, and that is how they are diagnosed as being diabetic. So, as you all can see in the slide, diabetes affects right from your brain to the feet to the toes. Every organ of the body is affected by diabetes. No wonder diabetes is called mother of all diseases. It affects your heart, your brain, your eyes, your retina, kidney. You name the organ and it affects it. Now, coming to the topic, pills and pricks or lifestyle. As I said, you have to continue with your medication of insulin, of your oral hypoglycemic drugs, but that is not the end of it. Oh, doctor has prescribed me metformin. Now I can, easily eat whatever I want. No, you cannot do that. Although your doctor has put you on pills, on insulin, shots, despite taking that, if your sugars are normal, that is not a great thing. Your sugar levels need to be normal without taking the pills and pricks. How is that possible? That is possible by changing your lifestyle. You have to modify your lifestyle. Only then there is, some hope that, okay, someday your diabetes will be reversed. So choice is yours. You want to keep popping the pills, or you really want to, make that change, take that good lifestyle and stop the pills, of course, when your doctor advises you to. So let us, going deep into the topic, let us try to clear some myths that are associated with diabetes. You can get diabetes from eating too much sugar. That is what we normally hear. But the fact is that eating too much of sugar or too much of junk food in high calorie, will lead to weight gain. Now, this weight gain is a predisposing factor or a risk factor for diabetes. So, although it is a myth, but you should avoid too much of sugary food. It is not good for anyone, be it diabetic or a non-diabetic. Myth number 2, a high protein diet is the best diet for diabetics. This is not true. What happens when you consume too much of protein, especially animal protein, that leads to insulin resistance. Now, that is what we spoke in type 2 diabetes. What happens in type 2 diabetes is insulin is produced by your body, but the cells are resistant to insulin. Your cells are not able to take that insulin up. So, this will further worsen your insulin resistance. Do not stick to any high protein, low carb diet or keto diet or any fat diet. Make sure you are having a well balanced diet. More on well balanced diet as we progress further in the presentation. Myth number 3, you have to cut down on your carbs. As I said, low carb, high protein diet, it is not going to work for you. Remember the the definition of diabetes? Whatever you eat, especially the carbohydrates, are the source of energy. If you are not going to consume carbohydrates, how will you get the energy? And we need energy to perform various functions. So carbs play a major role in our diet. It is a macronutrient. However, the truth is that you should avoid refined carbs. As you can see in the slide, all the chocolates and chips and all the refined carbs should be avoided. Again, stick to a well balanced diet. You can consume complex carbohydrates like roti, vegetables, steamed rice are really good for you. Another myth is I can't eat fruits if I have diabetes. This is my all-time favorite. People keep asking me this question so many times, and especially, there is a funda that is floating around that diabetics cannot eat particularly 5 fruits Those are banana, mango, then custard apple, and watermelon, and so on. Now tell me, do you really know someone who doesn't like a mango? I am going to take a little longer for explaining this. Let's talk about mango and diabetes here. So, mango is a low GI fruit. What is GI? GI is glycemic index. It is how rapidly any food will spike your blood sugar levels. So, mango is a low GI fruit. What that means? It means that it won't spike your blood sugars rapidly. Apart from this, let me tell you the benefits of mangoes, and then you decide whether mango is safe for diabetics or they should avoid it. It is rich in fiber, hence it is absorbed slowly, hence it won't spike your blood sugar levels. It is a great source of antioxidants. You know what antioxidants do? They improve your insulin sensitivity. Isn't that what diabetics want? It is rich in vitamin C. Vitamin C helps boost immunity. I'm sure due to corona pandemic, all of us know that immunity ke liye vitamin C plays a very big role. What else do you want? Your mango is packed with vitamin C. It is also packed with beta carotene, that is vitamin A. It is really good for your skin, for your hair. It is great for your gut health. You know, it really feeds your good bacteria in the gut. So all in all, mango is a great prebiotic fruit. You remember your great grandmother used to make raw mango pickle? Why do you think she did that? Because it is a great prebiotic. Even in summers, we all love to have aam panna. Why? You know, because it is refreshing, and as I said, raw mango is a great prebiotic, hence it is really good to consume. Mango is not contraindicated in diabetes. However, mango milkshake, amras, shrikhand, mango ice cream is what is not allowed. What we tend to do is we try to make, we try to modify what nature has given us, and then we say, oh, this is not allowed. No, mangoes are absolutely safe for diabetics. One small or medium sized mango can be safely had by diabetics. How to have mangoes? For that matter, any fruit, make sure you are having it on empty stomach. Do not have it immediately after your meals, or do not have it with your meals. Have it as a stand-alone meal, or as an evening meal when you are really hungry. Also, what you can do is you can have 3 to 4 almonds or walnuts along with the mango. That will increase the fiber content, and it will lead to slow release of sugar in the blood, and it won't spike your sugar levels. So I hope I have convinced all of you to have that delicious mango. So make sure you grab a small mango today. Also, in this picture, let me talk about other fruits. Fruit juices are totally prohibited for diabetics, for non-diabetics. See, nature has given you a whole fruit. Otherwise, nature would have given us juices, right? So avoid man-made things. Consume what nature has given you. Even a banana is safe for a diabetic. As I said, follow the norms, have it empty stomach, have it as a standalone snack. Do not have it with your food. Now, another myth is you should have special diabetic meals. So, as we have already spoken, all it is a marketing gimmick. The diabetic diet, the diabetic food, they sell it at expensive prices, and it really offers no special benefit. However, I would advise you to stick to well balanced home cooked meals. You know, I have been repeatedly saying well balanced, well balanced. What does it mean? It means your proper Indian thali. Indian thali is the best example of well balanced meal. What does a Indian thali consist of? Dal, chawal, sabzi, roti. That is what a well balanced meal means. You pick up any Indian meal, be it South Indian. If you combine idli and sambar and coconut chutney, perfectly well balanced. Chutney makes your fat component, idli makes your carbs, and your sambar has protein. Also, the vegetables in the sambar has vitamins and minerals. So perfectly well balanced meals. Indian meals are totally well balanced meals. Please go ahead and have well balanced meals. Now, that was all about the myths that are surrounded diabetes. Let me tell you, when you go to a supermarket, you you are really intrigued by that fancy looking energy bars and yogurts. It is not your fault. They are marketing it as healthy, but they are disguising sugar in all these products that they claim are healthy. You need to look out for the alternate names that they use, like agave, corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup. They will always write as HFCS, malt syrup, maltose. This all is nothing but sugar. It is going to spike your blood sugars rapidly, and it will only worsen the condition. So, by all means, avoid any packaged food. Anything that you are opening from a packet is not safe. Again, even if you are diabetic or you are non diabetic, avoid too much of processed food and packaged food. Now, what about artificial sweeteners? Many the family is stressed, ki now this guy or girl cannot have, tea with sugar. So what do? We end up buying artificial sweeteners for our family member. Do you know how harmful these artificial sweeteners are? I have mentioned certain disadvantages of these artificial sweeteners. Again, the effect of these artificial sweeteners are same as that of sugar. They will rapidly spike your blood sugar levels, and your levels will come crashing down, and then you will end up feeling hungry again, and you will reach out for high calorie food. So, cell imbalances. What is diabetes? It is a hormonal condition. You are relying on the hormone called insulin. So, it is all going to, mismanage your diabetes all over again. So, avoid artificial sweeteners. Now, there is something called as stevia. Stevia is a natural plant extract. It is safe for diabetics. However, I would advise cautious use of stevia as it is highly processed and purified. There are a lot of chemical, treatments that are done because it is a plant extract. If you can get the natural green leaves, which are crude, and you won't be able to use it in your food items, you will end up buying the processed stevia, which is, no matter what, has chemicals in it. You can consume stevia, but please avoid it on regular basis. What we Indians tend to do, oh, stevia, it is natural. Let me make gajar ka halwa in stevia. Let me make custard in stevia. No, don't go all out with stevia. Once in a while consumption is absolutely fine. Maybe once a month or once in 20 days, but not more than that. Now, let's come to the real topic, diabetes management. As I have already made a disclaimer, this slide, I would again like to mention that 70% of your diabetes can be managed by the food that you eat. 20% of the diabetes can be managed by workout. Workout and food, I would say, are very, very critical in managing diabetes. However, 10% medication plays a vital role. Please do not stop your medication without your doctor's advice. Now, what do I mean by food? We are going to cover all three components. First, I'm going to talk about food. What should you be eating in a day? So, it is very, very important for diabetics to have small, frequent meals. All you need to do is you need to consume 4 major meals, that is your breakfast, your lunch, evening snack, and dinner. Apart from this, you need to have 4 fillers. Your fillers will consist of fruits, salads, buttermilk, and vegetable juice. I consult so many people, and if you really want to know secret for weight loss, what is the secret? Many of us, 99% of the people, miss the evening snack. As a result, most of you must be hungry during this time when we are sitting and attending this presentation. I'm sure most of us are hungry because 6 to 7 is the time when our hunger is at peak for most of us, because it's been already 4 hours we have had our lunch and it is still 2 hours for us to consume our dinner. So there is a large gap between your lunch and dinner, and if you skip your evening snack, you will binge eat later. You will end up eating anything and everything for dinner. So my advice to all of you would be to have a heavy evening snack. Now, what are the heavy evening snack options? Also, it should be healthy. So fruits are my go-to evening snacks. Very healthy, comes in very handy. You can, mix and have range of colors in the fruits. Again, talking about mango, many people ask me, can I have mango every day? My question to you is, can you have poha every day? See, you need to have variety of things in your plate. So best is to follow rainbow of fruits, that is different colors of fruits you can have. For diabetics, please make sure you are having sweet fruits like grapes, banana, mango around 50 grams in one go, and other fruits 100 grams, or a medium sized fruit works absolutely fine for diabetics. Have it in the evening. Make sure you are having fruits 2 servings in a day. Another healthy option is hummus with salad sticks. You can have salad sticks like carrot, cucumber, and you can have 2 to 3 tablespoons of hummus. It is very healthy, made of chickpeas. There is very little oil in it, and it is filling. My absolute favorite go to snack is egg whites. Egg whites have reference protein. What that means is, if you are eating 20 grams of egg whites, entire 20 grams of protein you are getting. So egg whites are really, really healthy. Again, very handy and very filling. Not necessary you need to boil it. You can make an omelette, you can scramble it, or you can have it boiled. Choice is yours. Apart from this, you can also have a bowl of curd. Now, many people ask me, we still crave for sugar. So what should we do? I would say stick to natural things. What I usually do is I chop variety of fruits, finely chopped or diced, and I put it in a bowl of curd. I refrigerate it, and my healthy, low calorie dessert is ready. Try that out. Apart from this, you can have a vegetable sandwich. Really, doctor, how can you tell us to eat bread? I am a diabetic. I cannot eat bread. It is refined. You just said to avoid refined carbs. Yes, I said to avoid refined carbs. But here I am also teaching you how to lower the glycemic index of any high GI food. What you need to do is you need to restrict the quantity of food. Always remember, no food is bad. All you need to do is restrict the quantity of that food. What you can do is take 2 slices of bread. Now load it with variety of vegetables. If you are a non-vegetarian, you can even put chicken shreds in it. You can put egg whites in it, and your wholesome vegetable sandwich is ready. Apart from this, a bowl of popcorn or makhana is also a very quick and healthy snacking option. Idli sambar, piping hot idli sambar in the rainy season, everyone's favorite. You can have up to 2 idlis and it will be very filling for you. Have a bowl of salad, but in the rains, make sure you are washing the salad thoroughly and then consuming it. Nuts are rich source of antioxidants, loaded with fiber, loaded with good fats. You can have up to 30 grams of healthy nuts as a evening snack. So the whole idea is to eat right food at the right time so that you don't end up eating wrong food at wrong time. So to sum it up, avoid skipping meals. As I said, have frequent small meals. Chew your food slowly. It takes 20 minutes for your stomach to tell your brain that I am full. So make sure you are eating slowly. Take smaller plates so that you feel that, oh, I have taken a lot of food. Weigh yourself regularly. By regularly, I mean once in a fortnight and not every day. You need to balance your calories. What that means is we are active in the morning. So make sure you are having more food and food rich in carbs in the morning. And as the day is progressing, your activity is reducing. So stick to less calories, maybe salads and soups, but have little carbs for your dinner. Do not avoid carbs completely. What are the healthier choices that you can make? Choose more high fiber food. What are high fiber foods? As I said, vegetables and salads. Use healthier oils. Stick to olive oil, canola oil. Choose options with less sugar or no added sugar. You also can choose stir fried, steamed, boiled options over deep fried. As I said, no food is bad. See, even potato is very good. It is rich source of magnesium, potassium. It is very, very healthy. But what we do is we deep fry it. Don't change the quality of the food and then blame that food. Potato is very healthy. Like mango, even a small potato can be had every single day, but make sure either you saute it or you steam it or you are boiling it, but do not deep fry it. Now, coming to exercise. Exercise plays a very vital role. 20% of your diabetes can be managed by exercise. Now, only walking is not enough. Many times we have heard, oh, you are a diabetic, just keep walking, everything will be fine. No, just walking is not going to help you. What is really going to help you is wide range of exercises, especially strength training or weight training. You can weight train either with your own body weight or by using dumbbells or weights. What does weight training do? It improves your muscle mass, it increases your insulin sensitivity, and it is found to be very effective, betterly effective than your hypoglycemic drugs. What else do you want? Even in yoga, certain forward bends, twisting asanas, they really stimulate your pancreas and helps it produce more insulin. Going back to the previous slide, but I am scared, I am a dick. How do I go out for my workout? No problem. You need to manage your blood sugars and you can do any exercise, any sport that you wish. Don't let diabetes stop you from living the life you want. All you need to do is have a pre-workout snack like a medium-sized fruit, apple, mango, or a pear. Have seasonal fruits. During the workout, make sure you are carrying a water bottle. Carry 2 to 3 dates with you. You can also carry glucovita tablets. The minute you feel you are landing up in hypoglycemia, you can just take a glucovita tablet or you can have 2 to 3 dates that you are carrying. Make sure you are keeping yourself well hydrated. Once your workout is done, you are back home. You can have a proper meal as your BMR is high. Also, remember, even if you start working out for a day, your insulin sensitivity improves within 48 hours. So make sure you are exercising. Now, meditation. Meditation is very, very important, not only for diabetics, not only for the corona pandemic, but even otherwise to manage our stress. What does meditation do? It helps you lower blood pressure, it lowers your heart rate, it improves your lung capacity, it helps you relax, it lets you sleep better. Your insulin sensitivity increases only when your body is rested well. So make sure you are sleeping well, you are resting well. Also, to add a note here for exercise and meditation, there are a lot of amazing meditations available on YouTube. You can just log in and you can just try out any 10-minute relaxing meditation. It will really soothe you. Also, there are various workouts available on YouTube, Tabata workout, Pilates. Just, take your smartphone and use it smartly. Open your YouTube, do some workout, move more. There is a difference between physical activity and exercise. Exercise is that 1 hour of workout that you do. Even if you work out for 150 minutes in a week, that is more than enough. What is physical activity? Physical activity is the activity that you do throughout the day. Basically, I want you to be active throughout the day. Make sure you answer that doorbell. Make sure you reach your kitchen or your pantry in your office. Go and have a glass of water by yourself. Do not order around. Move more, be active. 10% medical adjunct. Yes, you cannot stop your medication. Keep your diabetologist in the loop. Points to take home. You all can take a screenshot of this image. You need to have small, frequent meals. Do not skip a meal. Eat every 2 hours to avoid getting hypoglycemic. Make sure you are consuming 2 servings of fruits, at least 4 servings of vegetables in a day. Choose higher fiber food. Do not skip carbs for dinner. You can have carbs for dinner. You should have carbs for dinner. You can have steamed rice, jawar, roti, bajra, nachni. Choose whatever is your favorite, but don't overdo. But at the same time, don't skip your carbs. Keep yourself well hydrated. Make exercise an integral part of your life. Monitor your sugar levels regularly. Visit your diabetologist once every 3 months. Here, I would like to say, remember I said power of food? Believe me, I have seen magic happen. I have seen people reverse their diabetes just by changing their lifestyle. Just remember, nourish yourself, nourish your body to flourish. Thank you. I am also available for consultation. You can take down details. If there is any query, we will answer that now.
Yes, Dr. Poonam, it was a very good session. In fact, many of them have already appreciated your clarity, especially as far as, and made it so simple to understand. Even I myself learned a lot of things today. Are you able to open the chat box? Just check whether you can open the chat box. There are some questions on that.
Yes. Yes, I can.
Yeah, so then just answer these questions. There are many of them.
Yeah. Yeah. Can we use coconut oil? Yes, you can use coconut oil. Just remember to restrict any cooking oil to 3 to 4 teaspoons in an entire day. Do not overdo on oils. What about coconut water? Very healthy. Please go ahead and have a glass of coconut water. There is absolutely no problem in having coconut water. Dark chocolate, yes, has many advantages, but it should be authentic dark chocolate and not the regular ones that you get, here in the supermarkets. One piece of dark chocolate is absolutely fine. As I said, don't overdo on anything. No food is bad. Only thing you should know is how to have it, when to have it, and restrict the quantity. Is jaggery good for diabetics? You tell me, is jaggery good for diabetics? So it is good. Have it in moderation. See, all that is important is you need to develop the palate swap. Why? We tend to have jaggery, stevia, sugar-free alternatives to sugar because we are so much used to having sugar in our diet. We need that sweetness. Let me tell you, whatever you eat, be it roti, be it dal, be it chicken, everything is getting converted to sugar in your body. You really don't need that extra sweetness. Yeah, once in a while, change of taste, it is okay to have. Are oats good for diabetics? Yes, oats are good. Just load it with vegetables. As I said, even noodles, pasta are really good for diabetics. Only thing you need to remember is increase complex carbohydrates. Complex carbohydrates are your vegetables. Load your noodles, your pasta, your oats with lots of vegetables like onion, tomato, carrot, sweet corn, green peas, potatoes. Load it with vegetables and you are good to go. Yes, wheat has gluten, so you can have wheat rotis unless you are allergic to gluten. There is absolutely no problem in consuming gluten. The problem arises when instead of having two rotis at a time, you end up eating five rotis in one go. Remember a simple rule: small, frequent meals. Don't overdo on rotis. Don't overdo on anything. Now, quinoa is really healthy, but if overdone, even that is bad. So you can have wheat rotis, restrict the quantity. Kellogg's, anything that is packed, anything that you have to open from a packet is not good. Thank you so much for all the appreciation. How many maximum cups of black tea? Why do you want to have black tea? I mean, because you want that caffeine rush or you want to be active. If you are having small frequent meals, there won't be reduction in your energy. You will be energetic throughout the day, and you won't need black tea. However, caffeine causes dehydration, so 2 cups is fine, but make sure then to counteract it, you are having additional 2 glasses of water to your existing water intake. How to control neuropathy? So neuropathy is a complication of diabetes. So as I said, make sure you are exercising, move more, change your lifestyle. You have to modify your lifestyle. You cannot just take medication and say ki, okay, now after taking medication HbA1c is fine, I am good. No, your HbA1c should be normal even without medication. That will happen when you change your lifestyle. When you change your lifestyle, you can also put a full stop or delay to the complications, even to complications like neuropathy. I am so humbled. My gurus, Dr. Kumar Swami sir, Dr. Rajiv Verma, they are really appreciating. Thank you so much. It is all because of you people I'm able to do this. Thank you so much. Yeah, same about black coffee. You can have it, restrict it to 2 cups. Make sure you are compensating it with additional 2 glasses of water. Positive attitude, absolutely. Positive attitude helps overcome even cancer. So diabetes is just a lifestyle disorder. Positive attitude is very important. Make sure you are meditating and also having a positive approach towards life. There is so much to be thankful for. Even during the corona pandemic, people are walking 100 miles, 1,000 miles to reach their house, and we are sitting in an air conditioned room and attending a luxurious lecture. So there is so much to be thankful for. We should be positive and we should express gratitude. Yeah. I have a diabetic plant at home, consumption of one leaf every day. Yeah, so see, that is possible. But again, that is not a substitute to lifestyle change. As I said, you cannot, have all those powders also, those Ayurvedic powders that help you lower blood sugar level, and have a burger and the ice cream. No, that is not how it works. Sooner or later, the complications will arise. The best and the safest bet is to change your lifestyle. Yes, you need to have a lower dose of metformin if your doctor has advised you to. Once your HbA1c falls below 5.5, I'm sure your diabetologist will tell you to stop the medication, and only then you should stop it. However, metformin is the safest oral hypoglycemic. It won't lead to hypoglycemia. It will just lower your sugars to, bare minimum where it should be. I am based in Mumbai. So yes, I have answered all the questions. Do I have any website? I have a page in the name of Staples on Instagram and Facebook. You can check that out. I will be sharing the link. Yeah, so I was on insulin previously, have kidney transplant done. Should I have regular tea or should I have green tea or lemon tea? There is no problem in having regular tea. Don't have tea or coffee as the first thing in the morning. Stick to the good lifestyle changes, like 2 servings of fruits, 4 servings of vegetables. There is no problem. If you want to have tea, suit yourself, have it without sugar. I'm sure you are already doing that. I hope that answers.
Yes, I think Dr.
Yeah.
Poonam, we have answered quite a lot of questions. Once most of them are very, very interested in the subject, we could see they've given a lot of appreciation for your talk. In fact, even I
Yeah.
should say from my side that definitely the clarity was really good, and your voice modulation as
Thank
well as
you.
the speed. Like, you are actually a born speaker. Actually, I should say that
Thank
both in
you.
the
Thank,
knowledge,
thank
your
you so much.
presentation skills were really good, and you really shared a lot of
Thank
things with
you.
us. So it was very clear. Now, for all those who would like to have watch the same video again, this will be uploaded on the YouTube channel, that Nave Mark Foundation Live. So if you can go on the YouTube, that is on Nave Mark Foundation Live, this video will be uploaded by this evening, because there was slight disturbance as far as connectivity for the YouTube transmission. But we have done the full recording of this program. So we'll be uploading it on our YouTube channel, navemarkfoundation.live. So you can watch this video anytime you want, even in the future, by just logging into the YouTube channel. And over there, all the past sessions which we have conducted over the last 14 weeks are also uploaded. All the sessions till now have been very, very interesting. And I'm 100% sure you can log in into the YouTube channel and watch whichever videos you find interesting as far as for your knowledge is concerned. Now, the thing going forward now, we are actually going to be launching the FIRE program in the month of July. That is on 1st of July. This is specifically more for college students and their parents. And this is dealing, FIRE actually is an acronym for Financial Independence, Retire Early. In the sense, now what is happening is, especially our youngsters, they are actually going to fall into a big crisis, because now after this pandemic, what has happened is most of the expenses are going to double, because there's going to be a lot of inflation now because of this economic situation which is there. So automatically financial stress will be increasing quite a bit in most of the cases. And especially students, the competition is going to be much higher, and getting of jobs as well as how to actually achieve success in life will all depend on the critical learnings that we are going to actually be teaching all our students from 1st of July on every Wednesday from 7 to 8 p.m. It will be taken with the training session with national trainers who are going to actually train you up on how to achieve success in life. And financial literacy is going to be one part of it. And this will go on for a series of almost 3 months. For 3 months, we have already prepared, and very good icons will be coming in between. Like on the 1st of July, actually, we were trying to get Dr. Devi Shetty from Bangalore. He will be confirming the date very soon, but he said like 1st July is difficult for him because we are trying to celebrate Doctor's Day on that day. But Dr. Devi Shetty, who is a very famous cardiologist, has already consented to be a part of this. But he said, I can't promise you on the 1st. He will let us know very soon as far as his availability is concerned, because he is also a very, very busy doctor. But he himself consenting and saying, yes, I will be there. One day I will definitely address your clients. So I said, definitely it will be a great pleasure to have you with us. So we are trying to arrange that program. But before that, on the 1st of July, we will be launching this FIRE program. And if in case you have any youngsters in your family, especially college students, it should be made mandatory for them to actually attend if they want to be successful in life. Because without financial literacy, you cannot be successful in life. Without knowing how to manage money, you will not be able to enjoy life, because money is basically like the fuel. But unfortunately today, 95, I should say even 98% of us are still slaves of money. We don't know actually how to make money work for us while we are sleeping. So if you learn these techniques on how to actually grow your money plant, you will definitely be able to enjoy fruits for life. So this program will start from the 1st of July, and we will be sending the intimations through Facebook as well as through WhatsApp. And all of you can forward it to your friends, and especially see to it that all the college students actually enroll for this program, because it will help them a lot as far as developing their success ratio is concerned. Be it in any field, whether in the engineering field, whether in the medical field, or even any other professional. These topics are going to be very, very important from the next month onwards when we are focusing on our college students. Now, on behalf of Navemar Foundation, I would like to once again thank Dr. Poonam, and also to some extent Dr. Dheeraj, because I'm sure he also has helped a lot as far as compiling and preparing the matter, because I could see the effort that he has put in also. It is like with his support that actually you must have got a push, Dr. Poonam. I'm sure about it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And he also has been a part of this program for us. In fact, I always remember in my career as a financial advisor, I have broken one record in Bombay. And that record is meeting clients at 6 o'clock in the morning, and having a client meeting at 6 o'clock in the morning. The moment I had an international flight landing in Mumbai at 6 o'clock, Dr. Poonam and Dr. Dheeraj come to the hotel at Baba International, and we did their financial analysis there at 6 o'clock in the morning. And that was a record which I had broken before, because I have never met a client with business purpose at 6 a.m. This was the first couple that I've ever met at 6 a.m. in Mumbai, and then followed by that at 7, and then back to Goa from Mumbai to Goa. So it was like on the connecting flight in between in transit, we met at 6, and I was surprised how it was possible to have a meeting at 6 o'clock in the morning. And I'll never forget that meeting of ours. So Dr. Poonam, thank you.
I won't forget that meeting, because you are the first man who has educated a woman to not unnecessarily shop. You know, we women love shopping, and you really educated us that, stop, you cannot do this. So yeah, it was an eye-opener.
Thank you very much. In fact, our mission is basically to spread financial literacy, because what I feel strongly is financial literacy is the only weapon that can eradicate corruption, poverty, as well as disease. If you know how to manage money, your life can improve like anything. So I wish you all, first and foremost, I'll say a very big thank you to all the audience, all of you all who participated in today's program. It was a very good listening pleasure. In fact, the way Poonam and the feedback that we have been getting from the chats is very encouraging. And I would like to say a very big thank you once again, and have a good evening now. Thank you. So I'll end the meeting. Just if in case you'll want to watch it, it will be uploaded on the YouTube channel very soon. You can even forward it to your friends, and I will be sending the link on WhatsApp to whoever is there in my contact list. You can forward it to your friends, and then they can watch it on YouTube live. Yeah. Thank you very much, and good night. Yeah, take care. Thank you.
Thank you.